Hi, parents, caregivers, and aunties and uncles, anyone who has children in their life and are feeling overwhelmed, frazzled, pulled in many different directions, especially this time of year. It's ironic because this is the time when we're supposed to come together. It's winter, it's cold. For many of us, it is. And it's the opposite of what happens. We are all over the place. We're frustrated, we're short, we're cranky. So, I'm going to offer you one tool that hopefully you can do in 1 minute. And it's already something you do every day, something you can practice with your child, not separately from them, and then you kind of try to see how it goes. No, you practice it with your child because chances are you don't have those 20 minutes to sit and meditate on your cushion this time of year, especially. So, what I'm talking about is saying goodbye to your child or children, ideally one at a time, in a mindful way. So, when we are saying goodbye to our children, we're already where we're going, right? Our minds are not in the present moment. And it doesn't it doesn't come up as a very pleasant interaction. Chances are you're late, you're frustrated, and then you leave and you maybe feel a little off, maybe you feel a little guilty or a lot guilty. So let's do this differently. So here is your practice. It's time for you to go. You have to leave in 2 minutes. You find a moment, you ground your feet, feel them on the ground, and you take 3 slow breaths. So let's try one together. Lengthen your exhalation as much as you can, and this sends a message to your nervous system to settle. 3 breaths, it's going to take maybe 10 seconds. This is your personal preparation. And then you go up to your child. If they're little, you get down, you get on their eye level, you look them in the eye, and you say, I'm going to go. And you very briefly, in maybe 3 words, tell them where you're going. If your child is young, for sometimes they don't know what happens to us when we go. And that is very confusing and scary, right? So you'll disappear and maybe you'll reappear at some point, but they don't know. So tell them where you're going. I'm going to work. I'm going to be back at this time before dinner. This is what you'll be doing. You'll be with grandma. You'll be with going to preschool, whatever. Just give them a brief introduction of what's happening, where you're going to go. And then you use your senses to stay with them, see how they're responding, see what their reaction is, see how they're preparing themselves, right? So, and in this moment, it's really key that you don't pity your child. This is the coming and going. It happens, right? It's part of life. So trust in their resiliency, trust in your own resiliency to stay maybe with the discomfort that arises, especially if your child cries or sometimes they scream, right? It's a transition, big transition for children. But even if they don't stop crying before you go, the fact that you showed up and you are in the moment with them and you're doing this practice to connect, you're not running away from this, is going to make a huge difference in your experience of your life and how you feel as a parent, right? How many of us feel like we're failing daily, maybe sometimes every moment? So this is a practice that's going to strengthen your connection to your own self, to your child, but also your trust in your ability to hold big emotions. Now, it's possible that it's just too much, right? It's if you're having a rough time saying goodbye to your child and they're really struggling, staying mindful might be a little much. So why not practice that with your partner, with your friend, with the person in the grocery store? So there's this study that just came out from Harvard, and they're saying that the number one indicator of how long you live is how connected you are through your day. So those small interactions with strangers on the street, how great it is to practice that with them. So when you go into the store next time, chances are that person behind the desk or behind the counter is exhausted as well. They've been dealing with really cranky people who are stressed. It's that spiral, right? We're spreading that intense, angry, sometimes energy, right? So how about you shift that for the next person? You look them in the eye. You do the same thing you did with your child. Ground your feet, look them in the eye, smile, say goodbye, and then go. And you will shift the way they maybe treat the next person. So there's this concentric ring of groundedness and presence that you can be doing through your whole day. And what a gift that is for everybody, right? But coming back to your own child, to that connection with them, when you're saying goodbye to them in a mindful way, you're telling them they matter to you. You're telling them, I'm here, even though I might not physically be here. I, you're nurturing that connection. So before you know it, you have a practice. You have a mindfulness practice that is part of your everyday life. So try it today. Say goodbye to your child in a mindful way. If you don't have the opportunity, if it's too much, try it on somebody else. If you're watching this on social media, let me know how it goes. Let me know, maybe you have your own little ritual around that. I'm very open. I'm trying to keep this really simple and really quick because our lives are so full. And I want to really convey that you can do those moments, actually minutes. So I'm calling these mindful minutes because moment is poetic. But what is a moment? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 seconds? Can I get lost in the moment? No, minute. 1 minute. So go do it and let me know how it goes and have a beautiful holiday.